Guys, this time on Deep Junk, we are going to kick around a Jeep Scrambler. This one is out of the box of cars that I had shown there a few weeks ago. Was in there. It's I don't know when this really came out. It's dated underneath, license dated or whatever that is, copyright dated underneath is 1982, which fits as the Scrambler. I think they built from 81 to 85. Scrambler or CJ8, if you will. This one has got the big black walls on it like a Bywayman. Probably gonna change those though. It's not bad looking with the stripes on it. It's just not good looking. It's a good color combination, black with red guts. Got some wood in there for the woodchucks to chuck. Yeah, roll bar on it. Bumpers, metal base, metal body. I don't know if the camera will pick it up on this side. It looks like where the paint's kind of, I don't know, coming off or bubbled right there. It's not really rusting. I don't think it would be corrosion. This thing was in a box with the rest of the cars. Let me show you. Point out, it looks like it's rusted just like a Jeep would have, along the fender right there, along the base, and then this back quarter over the rear wheel. And it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, that give you an idea. Get it up close there. But we're gonna go ahead and take her apart. Another set of wheels, do a nice cleanup on it, give it a lot of detail. That'll be pretty cool. Stick around. Alrighty guys, as usual, we'll take a look at this Jeep apart before it goes in the stripper. This one had little wobbly wheels going on there. They're not, the axles aren't really bent up bad. And the truck wasn't smashed up and stuff, so it really hadn't been played with rough. It just got that, I think the way those wheels move around on the axle and kind of sags down. But like I said, metal base. There's a stupid block or box thing that's supposed to look like a transfer case, I guess. Gas tank. And at least we got an exhaust on that one. The interior, red guts, red interior. We got our wood back there and an axe. Clear glass in pretty good shape. Polish up nice. And like I said, the body. We'll see what that, how that comes out in the stripper. We'll take a look at her when she comes out. Alrighty guys, Scrambler is out of the paint stripper. I've got it mocked up on some wheels that I'd like to use. I don't have anything real rider or rubber or otherwise that's big enough to use. These are a bit taller than the black walls, so the slots for the axles are going to have to be set in just a little deeper so we can get it up high. I don't want a monster truck really, I just want it to clear the body work. As far as the body, this thing, let's take this off here, and you can see some body lines right up here between the hood and the cowl. It's virtually gone. There's a little indent there, and a lot of the body lines are on the doors and tailgate. They are very fine. I'm going to try to cut them in as good as I can and see if we can't get a little bit more definition out, but I've been scuffing around on it. It's got the average, you know, casting lines that you would expect. The front of that hood's a kind of a mess, but sanded up on the roof, it's the average, you know. So see how much more detail I can get back into it. Hey guys, check it out. I was going to take this Unimog apart for the wheels and tires for our Jeep, and that's looking at it, it's really nice. Beyond this Street Fighter stuff on it,
It's got it looks good. I kind of dig it. I'm going to strip it for parts. I like the air intake here, the wheels, tires, a little tank there on the chassis mount tank, and I also got this for little mini lights that are on it. Little diameter tire and wheel. Another Street Fighter. I'm not sure what that is, but good wheel and tire. And it's kind of a shame the van. Little Ford, what are these, Transits or something? Thailand. Yep, Transit Super Van. But parts is parts. Alright guys, getting back to work on the Scrambler. Last few weeks we've had everything going on but the Scrambler. Our 3-blind mice build with the Anglia. There's a couple other projects I've been working on in and out. This week's Monte Carlo. And in between I've been finding more parts. I wanted to use this wheel and tire. I kind of dig the style of the wheel, and it's a bit large for the front. But then I found that Unimog, and it gives us a tire and wheel like that. It's a bit smaller, but it'll be a little bit more in line with this. It's not going to be some huge ass off-road thing. So that'll fall into, right in what we need in the fenders and that, without chopping up a bunch of shit. This chassis, those big ass backing plates there, those are coming off. Clean this thing up underneath, and we're going to use these wheel and tire. And then I found, I think I was watching, it had to have been the truck challenge that Keith put on over there. The die-cast hoodlums and that. Somebody did a real nice looking Jeep Scrambler and then had decals on it. So I went on the search for decals, and I got those from Second Chance Redlines. So it's going to give me more the stock look I want, and finish it up with the decals, it should look really nice. So we'll get back to work on this. Alright guys, right now I'm working on this Jeep here up front to hood. Right above that grill area at the front of that hood, and you see that rugged section there. Looks like it's unfinished, and left some over by this other headlight here, up here. So I'm just taking my knife and I'm scoring it real slow back and forth to get a good hood line in there all the way across. And then I'll come back in with some sandpaper and try to clean that up real good. And then I'll rotate. I'll get my knife back in there and keep that hood line open, and then sand and do it again and again. Try to get this all cleaned up so we're not losing any detail when it's painted, and also to keep from sanding away the front of the hood and the grill area. So it's kind of a little balance of trying to get all that crap off, make the truck look good up front. Alrighty guys, I got the Jeep all painted, and I'm just working on some details on it to get it ready for clear coat. I went with this root beer brown. It's the same color that I used on the K7 for William Robinson, and the Holden that went with it. It's the same colors. I've got the headlight turn signal, marker light, this rocker trim, which is a option on the Jeep Scrambler. I'll tell you more on that. We'll talk about that. Door handles and tail light around the back, and ready for some stoplight red. The bumpers on this chassis, I've been getting ready to polish those to get it look like a chrome bumper. We got rid of those big backing plates were behind the wheels. Got rid of that stuff. coming along nice. It's looking good. Happy with the body. There's a few little things. It's not perfect, but it's gonna look good. Alrighty, guys, check it out. We're gonna do the Jeep Scrambler's interior. I've already shot it brown. I did the truck in that root beer brown, and I want to do a tan seat and this little itty bitty dash thing here is going to show like the small dash pad a Jeep would have, so we'll do that, and the seat material. The floor we'll do a little black, you know, that's all body color inside, and I'll put either a rubber mat or a car carpet in a Jeep, depending on the options and stuff. I find that doing these, I like to find out all I can about a car when I'm building it, and a lot of the stuff, you know, I know about from Camaros, owning them forever and a day and restoring them. The Jeeps I know nothing about. I've never even owned a Jeep. Well, I should take that back. I had a CJ5 for a very, very short time. But my dad had a lot of Jeeps, and I would drive his, you know, as a kid. One he had was, it was cool, but it was dangerous as hell. It was a flat fendered Willys Jeep. It had a small block Chevy in it. And you'd stab that thing, and your guess was as good as mine or anybody else's as to which way it was going to go. It was nice, flat fendered. It was done up in like a hugger orange with a black top and black vinyl on the seats. Some little mag wheels, or slotted aluminum mags. Not big tires or anything. They were a regular light truck tire. It wasn't like it was set up real big. My dad never did go for that stuff. When I do these, doing this one, you know, you would find out. Used to be before the internet and stuff, I would have books all over and magazines for all my information, and keep that kind of stuff around for reference. And I had tons of that stuff. Well, now we get the internet, so I like to go on and find out what I can about the car that I'm building. And in this case, Jeeps, I found that that cat that's on Fast and Loud with Richard Rawlings' buddy Dennis Collins. We have that Collins Brothers Jeep in Wiley, Texas, CB Jeep. The guy is a walking, talking, you know, Jeep encyclopedia. And he can walk around a Scrambler and have you pretty much, I mean, you're schooled on a lot of it inside of 5 minutes. So that's like knowing on that body that the rocker trim was an option. And he would tell you, hey, it's a rare option. It's very rare to see that on a whatever model they're talking about. And the Scramblers, which, I mean, I remember when they were new. I was a kid, and when they come out, but I never seen many around. But it was good reason for it, because they didn't go over that well. And you wanted a pickup truck, you bought a pickup truck. You wanted a Jeep, you get a Jeep. It's bed size on a Scrambler wasn't wasn't all that big. So now they're popular. Trying to find a rust-free one is a real trick. I imagine if you had a rust-free one, you could write your own ticket on that. Known as the CJ8, I found out. So this one is going to be a what if, and when I show you at the end there, you'll see what the look I'm going for. Alright, that's just one in tan done there. Like I said, I'll do the top of the dash, I'll do the other seat there, the steering wheel detailed up. This thing's got some junk in the back like Hot Wheels usually does. It's got some wood in here, chopped up wood, and there's an axe in there, so detail that stuff up a little bit and get that put together. I've got wheels and tires going together. Chassis is getting painted right now, guys. We'll bring that out because we're going to pick the exhaust out of it. It's a metal bottom, so we're just getting that blacked out, and then the exhaust will be able to pick off of it little details underneath. And so I don't bore people to death. We'll come back when this is all done. Alrighty guys, we got a few pieces for the Jeep laid out here to show you the interiors before the cars go together, so you can see any detail that might be in there. It's just damn near impossible to see it when the cars are together. So we had our tan seats against the brown, the body color, and the inside, the steering wheel, the dash. Got a little dash pad up there on the top, and in the back side, some of that wood and an axe in there. Gotta have your stuff in your Jeep, along with your furnace in the background, keeping you warm. And our chassis, so you can kind of guess which direction the Jeep was headed. They get the brown and the body color on the wheel with the gold centers on these. Real Rider tires. We've got the chassis blacked out. We just picked out the exhaust, and the bumpers front and rear are polished, and we've got our glass cleaned up back there, so we'll get it all ready to put together and show you what we got. Alright guys, our Scrambler's all finished up, and this was a what if kind of build. Asked the question, you know, if Jeep would have built an upscale Scrambler and mixed it with the Golden Eagle trim and stuff on it, and I thought, well, this is basically probably what you'd get. Jeep had a lot of different, they tried different trim packages through the years to to bring in buyers, so it's nothing new. If you're looking at a Golden Eagle, it had a lot of upscale trim stuff on it, so this has got it. The wheels they would use a wagon wheel on the Golden Hawks, and those were just a steel wheel that was painted gold. So we took these, like I said, the wheels came from that Unimog, the Street Fighter, painted the rims the body color brown, and did the centers in gold. So if you got a Golden Hawk, then you need your Golden Hawk. So we've got the Golden Hawk up there, decal on the hood, Golden Eagle lettering replaced with Scrambler in gold.
These are just polished up front, but there would be a chrome bumper, would be optional. You'd see that probably on it. Then we did our lights and grill trim up there, hood latches, got our side marker lights there, and the flares in black. Rocker trim is an option that would most likely be on it. So we've got our bright work there and our rocker trim. Door handles are done. Sideboards are optional on this Scrambler also, so they're up on there, and I just left them body color. We've got our tan interior there, the seating, and if you look right through the windshield, you can see the top of the dash is done. It's kind of tough to see in these things. We've got that. Round back, our Jeep lettering in gold. Tail lights are done. It's not wanting to focus real good. In the back of this, we've got some firewood chopped up there, ready to go with a axe, and we're ready to go chop up some firewood for the campfire, I guess. And the same on this side here. All the trim's done up, the wheels and such. Underneath, chassis is blacked out. Got our exhaust. So nothing huge and exciting under there, just what works. Like I said, the Jeep had been no stranger to bringing on special packages, which usually are tape and stripes and wheels, stuff like that. 59, they had a Jeep Gala, which was like a Surrey kind of beach mobile, a Surrey top, open kind of deal, which you might find or a resort used to move people around. The 61 Tuxedo Park, that was the first time they put chrome trim on a Jeep. So you had bumpers and hood hinges, tail light surrounds. And in the 70s, the Renegade 1, that was just striping on the hood and some fancy colors, like I think they were a green and maybe a plum, like a purple. So 70 and then 71, I think they had another one. It was Renegade 2, which had mag wheels on it. It would have come in big bad orange, I think a green and a yellow that year, and the Super Jeep, that was that red, white, and blue with a mag wheel on it. So they were no strangers to this kind of stuff, and I think most of the automakers did it, different packages and stuff just to dress them up. This one in that brown is pretty close to, like say, what the factory added, and I think it looks pretty close to a what if. So I want to thank everyone for stopping in to check it out. All the subscribers and new subscribers coming on, thank you so much. I appreciate it. As always, these cars are for sale on eBay. Seller is 17 Stacy. It's my wife's account. All money goes back into the channel for cars and supplies and such. I want to give a quick shout out to Second Chance Redlines. That's where the decals came from on this. I'm not endorsed by them or anything, but I just for the first time used their decals on this Jeep, and that was a good quality, very, very easy to use. So shout out to them. In 2 weeks here, March 28th, Saturday, March 28th, we've got the Deep Junk Garage race car challenge. So be sure to stop for that. There'll be a lot of the builders will be in on it. We'll try to get a little directory together of sorts, and it should be a fun day. A lot of really good builders that are going to build their race cars, whatever they're into. And that is about it for this time. I guess we will see you. Thanks again, and we will see you in the next one.